You will become a millionaire and even a billionaire if you follow my instructions. You will become a millionaire and even a billionaire if you follow my instructions. You will become a millionaire and even a billionaire if you follow my instructions in this video. Now listen carefully. Your imagination is able to do all that you ask in proportion to the degree of your attention. Your imagination creates reality. The simulation in which you live right now is all being controlled by your imagination from your inner dialogue. What you're thinking in your mind, your inner talking, is then creating imaginal pictures in your mind. Those imaginal pictures are creating feeling states in your reality, in the simulation. Those things are being impressed back into the subconscious mind and creating your world tomorrow, next week, next month, and even next year. But you have the privilege of changing this. So do you know what this means? This means that if you can develop your attention and your present moment awareness to a degree where you know what's going on in your imagination and your inner dialogue, you can then control it. And even Andrew Carnegie stated this. The reason why he became a billionaire in such a short time is because he was able to focus his attention on one thing for 5 minutes. And this is exactly what Neville Goddard was referring to, okay? Holding your attention on your wish fulfilled, holding your attention on a world that hasn't happened yet, your desires already being met, and not allowing any other distractions in while you're falling asleep, and doing this throughout the day. And other people have mastered this. Everybody that is a millionaire and a billionaire and very successful, they're either doing this consciously or unconsciously. But now you have this information in this video today to teach you this, to tell you this, that all you have to do is control your attention. Learn how to control your attention, focus your attention on one thing for long periods of time without allowing any distractions in, and you will be able to live the life of your dreams and master the law of assumption, master your entire universe. But now the question may be coming up in your mind. How do I develop this skill? How can I control the direction of my attention and become a millionaire? And it's very simple. You stop focusing on the things that you should be doing and focusing on the things that you should not be doing. So what in your life right now is consuming most of your attention throughout the day? So start eliminating these bad habits in your life and start focusing on what you should not be doing. Like, do not use drugs and alcohol. Do not mindlessly scroll on social media. Do not skip workouts and neglect your health. Do not binge watch TV. Do not overeat unhealthy foods. Do not procrastinate about important tasks that you need to be doing. Do not waste time gossiping and watching the news about things that you cannot do anything about and start gossiping about these things. Do not neglect mental growth and meditation, reading books, all of these things. You need to start to manage your time wisely and get all of those things outside in the simulation that are controlling your mind and giving you all this entertainment where they're distracting you and you're focusing your attention on all these things. You have to revert yourself inwardly and start focusing your attention from the inside out rather than the outside in. And another reason why I understand this, revert yourself inwardly and start focusing your attention from the inside out rather than the outside in. And another reason why I understand, revert yourself inwardly and start focusing your attention from the inside out rather than the outside in. And another reason why I understand this and I've experienced it, not only because I know people that are very successful, that are multi-millionaires, that have eliminated these things in their life or never even had them in their life to begin with, have just created massive wealth. And when I went to prison, as a lot of you already know, 8.5 years in prison, when I went there, that's what was taken from my life. I couldn't get away from it. I didn't know how to get away from it. I was never instructed to get away from it. I was never instructed like I'm instructing you in this video. So, but when I went to prison, I didn't have a phone anymore. I didn't have TV. I couldn't binge watch different things. I didn't have all of this excess entertainment where I could just scroll and mindlessly do things all day in this daydream and fall asleep within my reality anymore. I had to focus my attention on what's happening around me, not only to protect myself and stay alive in that situation, but to redirect my focus. That way I could start creating the life of my dreams. Because when I went there, I was like, okay, so I have to assume that the person that I was before that led me to this situation that I'm incarcerated now, that person, I have to eliminate that concept of myself because I don't like to be here because that concept of myself got me here. So I have to eliminate that self-concept. So how do I do that? So I started studying all the books of the great, meditating, redirecting my focus, getting away from all social media, getting away from all instant gratification. Everything that I did was through physical exercise and mental exercise, going into the world within and finding happiness, wholeness, and completeness within myself. And what I found while doing that is I started to gain control of the direction of my attention. And I started doing mental exercises where I'm focusing on things with my eyes closed. I'm focusing on different scenes that I'm creating, like the leaf exercise and Neville Goddard's reverse exercise that he talks about in The Power of Awareness, and just slowing the thoughts down, redirecting my world back within so I can start controlling the direction of my attention, start to do visualizations, counting $100 bills in my imagination, seeing things real, seeing things real that are in the three-dimensional space in my imagination. I'm actually seeing these things vividly real where I can actually control this. And when I first started with these exercises, they were very, very difficult for me. I couldn't even pick up a book when I first went in and read it and understand what I'm reading. I picked up one of Neville Goddard's books and I started reading it. I had to read a paragraph 20 times just to understand. I'm even underlining it because I'm trying to focus my power and attention to understand what Neville Goddard is saying so that way I can extract the information in my own mind. But that's how far gone my attention was. My attention was so far gone. And as you start to develop your attention and start to focus on one thing for long periods of time, you can create the life of your dreams through this. And I have demonstrated that since I was released from prison. And as soon as I had an opportunity to create a business and to grow that business, I took full advantage of that. Why? Because now I have the ability to control my attention and focus on something without any distractions. Like, I feel like I'm brand new to the world. Like I just landed here on my spaceship when I came back from prison because everyone around me is asleep. Everybody's on social media. Everyone's watching sports games and drinking alcohol and they're gossiping about other people and they're not focused on their vision and their goals and their success in the future and helping people. And it's just, and that's who I used to be before I went into prison. And when I came out, it's like so easy to be ultra successful if you can just control the direction of your attention and stay focused on your goals and the feeling of the wish fulfilled and being able to visualize and see the end goal. Make it so real in your imagination that you're just under this compulsion to act and everything else is just wiped away. You don't see or hear or react to anything that otherwise that doesn't match up with your goal. And every now and then, I'll slip out of it and become negative for a couple minutes, but I always fall back into that because my mind is trained now where my attention just pulls itself back. And I'm constantly back on the goal and my vision for the future, and nothing can change that. And when something negative does happen to me, I have the mindset now of going through so many trials and tribulations that this isn't really a problem at all. This is actually leading me to something even better, because everything that I've ever experienced that was difficult has led me and increased my ability to make money, to be more successful, to help more people. So I look at every negative event, every hard or difficult thing that happens to me, every distraction as something positive, because all of those positive things in my past have changed me and transformed me into a better person. I can do more, I can help more people and be more successful and live a life that is fulfilling. And why I tell you all this is because you don't need to go to prison, and nor am I boasting about going to prison and bragging about going. There's nothing great about prison. I don't want anyone to have to go there. And I am not bragging about going to prison. There's nothing to brag about. It's a horrible experience, and I really don't think anyone should have to go through that unless they need that, and it's absolutely necessary. But why I'm here telling you this now is because I'm giving you the information that I learned through the process of all that, of being not successful, unsuccessful, and then learning how to become successful and demonstrating in front of your very eyes my success and growing my businesses in such a fast rate of not being out of prison very long, 3 years now. 3 years this month, I've been out of prison, and everything that I built, and really I haven't really even tried yet. It's because everyone is asleep. And when you awaken within the simulation and you can control your attention and you know how to use your imagination and you're no longer distracted. And when you awaken within the simulation and you can control your attention and you know how to use your imagination and you're no longer distracted by all these things, gossiping, watching sports, the news, and when you awaken within the simulation and you can control your attention and you know how to use your imagination and you're no longer distracted by all these things, gossiping, watching sports, the news, and doing all these drugs and alcohol and all these bad habits that are consuming your mind and your attention. Once you get all that stuff out of your life, you're going to find success, especially when you start doing mental exercises like the leaf exercise, controlling the direction of your attention, and you're very intentional with your life, and you decide that you want something, and you create a visual scene of that happening. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And what I'm telling you is from actually experiencing it myself and training lots of people on this that have become ultra successful doing these things. And something else that I've noticed from being able to control my attention, and something that you can develop, I want you to develop this, is becoming a non-negotiable person and making a decision and sticking with that decision. And this all comes when you can control the direction of your attention. Okay, all of this is subsumed within your attention. Remember, your imagination is able to do all that you ask in proportion to the degree of your attention. Your simulation is under your control. If you say you're going to do something and you have control of the direction of your attention, nothing can change that. If you say, I'm going to follow this diet, there's nothing that can change that. Someone could put 10 honey buns in front of you, but you're not going to eat those honey buns. Someone could have the best season or TV show or something. Hey, let's binge watch this and order some pizza. Like, that doesn't align with my purpose. That is not aligned with my vision of my future. No, I'm not doing. You're going to be able to be present and your attention's fully developed. You see your vision and you're not going to fall victim to any of that stuff anymore. I get this question all the time. I set intentions that people tell me I have a goal, but I keep losing track of it. I keep losing track. I keep falling off. I keep raiding the cupboards in the middle of the night when I'm on my diet. How do I stop it? By controlling the direction of your attention and eliminating all social media, all bad habits, all dopamine, all instant gratification. And it might take a little bit of time, but you will soon find that you're going to awaken within the simulation. You're no longer going to be asleep and distracted. Now you're a real person, and now you can really start creating by using these techniques. All right, so start putting these in motion today. Start acting congruent with your vision. Take all of this stuff out of your life and remember to ask yourself this question, because it's not about what you're doing. It's about what you're not doing. So start focusing on what you should not be doing, okay? What I should not be doing. Make a list. I should not be doing this. I should not be doing this. I'm going to eliminate all this, and then stick with that stuff. And the more you do it, the easier it becomes. I was put in a situation where I almost had to eliminate it. But there's still, even in prison, you can get a hold of a phone. I mean, they have alcohol. You can get like buck. They have drugs everywhere. I made that decision in that moment not to do that. And it wasn't really around me where people were advertising everything. So it was a little bit more simple to stay away from that. But once I developed my attention and now I'm in the real world, I'm not falling victim to any of that stuff. I can make a decision and stick with it. I have tested out the scrolling though. And that stuff's dangerous because I try to look for it as an influencer and building my brand. I look at other channels and different things like that, and I study other people just so I can do better than that and use some of that information, like with the algorithm and things like that. But as I started to see how serious this is and how easy. I mean, a couple times I got locked in for a couple minutes where I'm like, whoa, what just happened? 10 minutes went by. I'm like, wow, that really sucked me in like a vacuum. So I can only imagine what happens to a sleepwalker scrolling through social media does. They're probably gone for hours at a time, maybe even an entire day on that. So this is really dangerous. So we need to start stepping up. Start eliminating this stuff from our life. Start doing mental exercises. Start doing the leaf exercise. Start doing the reverse exercise, sticking with that. Maybe you were doing a leaf exercise and you stopped doing it. I want you to continue doing that, okay? And continue eliminating all this stuff from your life, and you will find success. You'll be able to focus your attention on something for long periods of time, be able to visualize, be able to affirm correctly, be able to script and create the future that you absolutely love and adore, where you're helping tons of people at the same time. And the side effect is everything you ever desired. All right, guys, I love you. And I'm going to link a sleep meditation on the screen for you, because one of the most important times to impress the subconscious mind is as you're going to sleep at night. And I don't want you falling asleep in a bad mood, depressed, hopelessness, none of that. You need to be feeling good as you're going to sleep at night, feeling it as if everything is working out for you perfectly. And I've designed a sleep meditation that can help you do that. I'm going to put that on the screen. Click on that. Use it. It's absolutely free. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video.
We're back. Did you miss us?